Alright, since I realized I was gonna say I made this, but then I never did. So, let's get to the point. Last time we went into this, but we didn't finish it. Now I have no idea why Roblox Studio is lagging. Okay, well it stopped. But anyways, um, this is going to be how to code with using arrays, which I haven't covered, but the next video was going to be arrays. So I made this. Using arrays, we are able to correctly get a color and put it to the global thing. For starters, firstly, I shortened the script so that it's a lot easier to code with. And secondly, this time I will not forget to put in the description or comment, whatever I do. So anyways, this script service, don't need that. That was a test and it didn't work at all because I tried doing this like 2 months ago and then I wasn't knowledgeable enough, which is why I went to school. Anyways, this is the paint script, but we don't need that right now. Right now what we need is the input script. And right here we have paint selected, but that doesn't matter right now. So in here is our input script, and we're going to also just take bright yellow. Our input script, look how simple it is. We don't even have variables. There's no variables at all. All we get is when the player clicks, it gets the player, and then it uses the player to get the location of the mouse and where it's located it. Then it gets the current. What the current is the current paint selected, which is what we have here. And it takes this value and it sends all of that information, so the current value and the target of the mouse, to this script. Now in this script we have what is called an array. Now you need to make sure to actually do it with these quotation marks and not these quotation marks. This is not a dictionary. I'm pretty sure this is an array. I don't actually know the difference truly, since I don't normally code in Lua, since I code in JavaScript for the most part. But this is your paints. And right now, these paints have arrays with them. This is one. That's simple. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And these are the indexes of it. It's basically, if I want to call on one of these, I just have to explain this real quick, but if I want to call one of these, I would have to go like paint, and then we do a little bracket like this, and then we select whatever we want. Say I want it dark blue, I would do that, and that's how I would be able to get that. So sending the information from this script is sending a number. So right now, when we go in the game, I want to explain how this works so that you can actually use it for later programming. I want yellow, so we click on yellow, and firstly we have to do a quick little check. And even though I'm clicking on this stuff, it's not ever gonna paint it. But as soon as we paint this, look, it's now painting it yellow. And the same works on the other colors too. But they'll should show you, make sure that I'm not lying about it, it does also work on the server. This is the server, and everybody is seeing that. So over here in the input color script, what we are sending is firstly, we're getting the player, which is the local player. Then we get when the player clicks on the button, which is the yellow button on the GUI, the graphical interface, we have to make sure that it's not nil. And then what we do is we get, so that gives it time to load for number 1, but we have player.Character paint selected value. So that is going into this little value right here. And it sets that, I don't know why I did in quotations. It probably doesn't matter if you do that in quotations or not, but I kept it that way. And it sets that little value to 3. And what that means is that when we click on that, then we click here, go through this to the current, it gets that current, and it has the current value. Then this doesn't have the value right now though. This just has this at the moment. And then it sends the current.Value, which right now would be 3 after click on that yellow, over here. And then over here it goes here, it gets that current, select it. This is this prints I have here is actually just mainly for testing. I think you should keep it in if you plan on adding more colors so that you know where you're at. And also you keep track of it using comments and index comments. Then you have if target.Name equals paintable. So if that checks if it's the paintable thing, the thing that you actually want to paint, not something like all random. Then it gets the target of it. It changes the brick color of it to, it goes into the list or the array, and then it does the select it. And select it at the moment is actually the value, which means it's a number. And that number currently is 3, so it scrolls through all of this, and then it says there's 3, and then it just puts 3 into here, which means there's a quotation, so putting 3, and the BrickColor.new is bright yellow. Now we're using BrickColor. You could get really advanced and decide to do all of this with color 3 and do every single color, which I feel like would take a long time, and I don't know the most efficient way of doing that. Anyways, if it's not paintable, it just ends, so it doesn't paint the wrong thing. Now that's how that all works. This is how this works, and that is all for the video. I'm hoping that will help you code whatever you're doing, and goodbye.